just want to take a moment here and review the lesson we had yesterday. As we take a look, like I said, just want to take a moment here and take a look at the golf swing here, kind of review what we went over. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I enjoyed talking with you as we were discussing things. So, there was just a few things that we talked about here in this lesson to try to get you a little bit more consistent, a little bit better position as you swing the club back and as you turn forward. Now, one of the things we looked at in the beginning here was your first year alignment. You know, when I say first year alignment, you can see how your shoulders are lined up left of the target here, with your feet kind of aiming up down the right-hand side, if not just a hair right of middle. You know, we don't see the left knee over here at all. Left knee kind of sits back away. So what it tells me here is the shoulders are lined up. You know, body's not completely lined up with the target like we'd like to see. Third, or I should say second, as we go down the line here, I'm going to get us back into that view there. And see that, I'm just going to take you fast forward it down here. Okay. Sorry. Right there, second was the grip. You know, try to get the grip back into more of a stronger position or neutral position compared to being a little bit weaker on both the left hand and the right hand as follows. Just because what that happens a lot of times, you see how that right hand, if you imagine you take that right thumb over, it's going to pull that shoulder over a little more too. By getting the hand back to where it's stronger or there again neutral, what you will tend to find or what you will tend to see is that it'll keep the right shoulder from wanting to come forward. Anytime that we take the right hand, let's say, and move it over to our left, our shoulder will follow. So by doing that, you can see in this picture here, right there, that right shoulder is clearly coming forward, which allows that stance to be open. All right. So what we did initially in that first position here, I will kind of take and show you here. We squared up everything, and we squared up everything also by getting that grip into there. So by doing this here, just wanted to show you, this is what your grip looked like after the fact here. Now I got a position where I wanted you to see, I didn't have a marker to make a mark there on there for you, but I want you to draw just a little dot on that first knuckle. So when you position that left hand in there, that position is in that little stronger position, allowing you to have that alignment or have that position where as you set up to it, that left hand and that right hand is set up the same way every time. What we did there is then brought the right hand in, that left thumb goes in the lifeline of that right hand. It doesn't go on, the lifeline doesn't go on top, but it goes out to the side. You know, and when we see that, that's kind of what we're seeing right here. And you see this position where it's out to the side, lifeline is right into the side of that lifeline, and that thumb, rather than being on top of it as we see over here on the left picture. Okay, I do apologize. I just still in that point of getting woke up and everything, so I apologize for that. So obviously no excuse, but I just wanted to didn't mean to yawn there as coming into it. But as we come into play here, that's what we're initially looking at with the grip here. Trying to get in that position to where obviously stronger left hand, neutral right hand, compared to weaker and weaker. Whenever that left hand gets down underneath and that right hand gets on top, that is a weaker position with that of that hand in the grip position. So when we go back to our stance and kind of show you here, that's the difference you'll see as you come back into this. It's getting you back into that, you know, where everything is a little more aligned and going the same direction. Very simple. Now what we can see here, and the next point that we talked about here, was this position at the top of your golf swing. One, that right hand kind of takes over, and kind of right about there, you can see it just keeps taking you further back and further back. Here, here, here. Up. That right elbow gets separated from that of the body. Spine angle changes and spine angle becomes more tilted. You can see here, you take it in, even though the stance and the grip got in that position, we still had some effect to that same position. As you get up to here, our transition back, this looks good here. We're taking the club up, but then right about there, you can start to see that left wrist kind of bow, because that right hand is taking it over, whereas we'd like to see a flatter position through here. And as you get up further, you take it up higher. Now, even in this case, this is after us coming back and telling you, I just wanted you to kind of take it up that position and hold. Don't get that right elbow separated so much that you can't feel the connection of it coming back down as you return from the top of your golf swing. So we'll discuss that later here, but you can see here your first move is to bring it back. Here, you try to, but then you turn back through with that left shoulder, and the hands come right back down on that line. Hand comes out and across. Here, you can almost see where the hands come out. Here, follow that line. Now, what you can see is you can see that already a little bit of a difference, because when we look at the left arm angle here, it's 65 degrees. You can see just by changing your stance, that changed the position. You take the club out a good 6-7 degrees, just by changing your stance here. So what we worked on from there, trying to get you back into this position where we didn't have such a drastic move coming out here and swinging all with the arms coming out the top and then the shoulder leading it. We wanted to feel that position of more of the right elbow coming down. You want to see that right elbow coming down, first, then that right shoulder coming down and turning down through the swing and feeling that position. Now, what we see here, or what we try to take from there is right here. We kind of worked on a few things, trying to feel that position of that right elbow coming down. So what I initially said, this is about as far back as I want you to turn back up into the position. Got both shoulders to the target, arms extended out. Like to see the left arm probably be at about that 11 o'clock position. If this is a clock here, that 11 o'clock position, as we see here, just right there, 11 o'clock. Not 10, not 9, but get that 10 o'clock position, ensures that you have that full turn. Now from there, what am I discussing here? What I'm discussing here is we're going to look at VJ. I like VJ's got a good position of this when we try to see this. He turns up to the top. The first thing to go is that of his right elbow coming down, then his right hip starts to kick in, then that right shoulder. Here, right shoulder coming in, and look at the difference of where we're at here. And he's a very dramatic position on this, and you can kind of see this left arm right at this position, 90 degrees. Where was yours at? In this case here, 58 degrees compared to where we were before, being even more drastically out there. I should say this before. This is where you were before here at 58, 57 degrees, whereas just by changing your stance, you went up to 67. We're getting closer to that 90 degrees where we'd like to see at. But initially, that's one position. Showing you then coming down the line. Look at Dustin Johnson. Similar type of aspect, similar type of position here. Right hip's kicking, right elbow goes down. Right shoulder, hips. That moved down and through. So as we work through things and where we try to get into different positions, what I thought might work, or what we first initially did, it kind of seemed like it started taking hold, started seeing a better position, was a 1-2 position, 1-2-3 position. Now for you, all I wanted that 1-2-3 position is I want you to turn up. First position was 1, 2, and then 3 as we come in. So 1, hands fall. There's that, look at that. Look at that position there, right there. 84 degrees, hands come in. Look at the differences between those two positions here. And you take it so drastic where you release the hands right away, and it's night and day difference between these two positions. Now, it should be all I want you to do is to swing through. One, two, and turn through. You can kind of feel those hands falling, feeling that rotation of the body, rotation of the hands down through the position. We do it again here. This one wasn't as hot if I remember, but it's still one. There's that elbow into the side. It's that right elbow coming down. You see the right shoulder coming down because of that. Here, gets us swinging on a path going out rather than across your body. Big difference, hips turning through. Night and day difference here, Chris. You know, you've got your right hip turning through, but you see how your body has to almost clear out of the way because the body is turning and the club is coming across your body because you're swinging down and trying to chop and hit it like an iron. We've got to sweep this ball down and through the position. I put this club here as an angle that gets you to think that you have to swing under that position and not on top of it. So as we see this at 1-2 position, I want you to do that at least 20 times before you hit any golf balls at the range. Now you can also do this at the house with a wiffle ball. There's that wrist position again. Here. 1, 2, 3. That's all I want you to do is feel that transition down and through. Now as you start applying it, what we can see a little bit of that change, but it's still just a little bit different as we come here. Instead of coming, and then we'll show you here, instead of the right elbow coming all the way up, we don't see the length of that being so far. There, your right elbow comes here. Now, just in this move, and I didn't expect you to get it right away, but you can see a big difference here. There, look at that. Look at that left arm. Now we're up to 80. Much better position down and through and across. Now, as you did this, that's all we were looking for is just a little bit of change here, Chris. And I think the more you did it, the more you start to feel comfortable with it. Still had some questions, I could tell, but that's the thing. This is a move that's so drastic in your golf swing that, you know, we had to make sure that I had to make sure that we were starting to feel a little bit of a change or see a change as you came into this. It's such a domineering position here, here, and here. You see how that clutch shaft bows because now you're trying to get that club down onto the ball. You know, and here, we turn up. Hold on. Getting in that position here. We turn up. Do it one more time here. Feel that position now. Right there. Alright, so as you see this here, Chris, you know, we're still in this position as you come down here. That's great there, and that's that 1-2 position. But as we look here at the beginning of the swing before we did that, still that position here as you come down. And that's all we're looking at, is trying to feel that position down and through, getting it here, 1-2, back down and through. So hold on one second here. Wrong one, sorry. This is you right here right before we finish. I just want to show you that last positioning here. Still, you know, we start getting these balls going left a little bit, but still we can see right coming down here, and it's the hands now. that come into this position. See how the hands kind of throw the club out still out here and across rather than staying and turning through our position. So I think as you do this, you're getting the hands, you're getting the rotation like we want to see, but as we do that, still remember to turn through. That's the one position I didn't tell you, but feel this position. We feel here, we feel this. This is where I'm rewinding back here just to show you this position here. Look at the differences in this right wrist here and your left hand. Almost releasing it right here. You got to get away from that motion. We want to hold that position. You're getting the elbow, you're getting the right shoulder. Now we got to get the hands and forearms to where they're staying set as you come down and come through the position. That's why we're seeing now a little more of a pull and not necessarily swinging all the way out to target like we should. So as you feel this, I want you to feel like you're swinging out again here, like we see on the left-hand side, where we hold this position and we feel that rotation of the hands down and through, gets it out to target, right hip turns through. Rather than ultimately getting the right elbow being the first move, and then your second move being the releasing of the club here, we should start feeling in the right elbow coming, right shoulder's not coming down, right hip starting to turn, that gets your path out and across. Let's get that right shoulder down, get us out swinging out towards the target. Now, if you have any questions, Chris, why don't you give me a call, 314-724-6539, or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com.